Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the Co-Star, the official newspaper of the Borough of Belmar, and the Asbury Park Press, and notice of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board. Take roll call. Councilwoman Donovan?
Here.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Here.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Here.
Councilman Rondinero?
Here.
Councilman Levis?
Here.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops, their families, and our first responders. Thank you. Okay, before we get into workshop, I would like to congratulate Councilwoman Kinney on her re-election to the council. And look forward to working with you for another 3 years.
Thank you.
Okay, workshop. The first thing I want to go over is a grant program called NJ Shares. And we're going to have some paperwork on this out in Borough Hall. Basically what it is, it's a program for customer assistance to provide water, sewer, and electric assistant grants to income qualified households that are experienced a temporary financial crisis. Of course, the eligibility is based on household size and income, and households who have municipal utility services and have income at or below 400% of the federal poverty level can receive up to $200 per utility per calendar year. The grants are used only for consumption charges, not for deposits or reconnection fees or repairs or those types of things. And all grant payments are issued directly to the utility company on the customer's behalf, and no customer will receive a credit balance. So the bottom line is, if a person qualifies, they can apply for this, and if they have an amount of money owed, in our case it would be to the water utility, that money, that $200 would be paid directly by the New Jersey Shares to the water utility. Okay, so it's something that is out there, and like I said, this is the little blurb that they have, and if anybody's interested, you know, as I said, we'll have it up on our board in the municipal building here, and obviously if you want to take a look at it at the end of the meeting, we can do that also. But I think it could be worthwhile for people that might be facing some kind of a financial issue at this point. Okay, any questions? No? Okay. The next thing we have to, I think, just bring up, and April, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is the best practices survey.
Yes.
That was, it's an annual thing that we need to do as a borough, and it was sent down to Trenton, and because we received a high enough score, it means that we won't be penalized for getting grants or anything like that. So it was another good year for us, and it's something that the council just needs to review, and we need to get on the record that we reviewed it. So we just did that.
Correct.
Any other questions? I'll save that for later. I did have a question, and maybe I'll ask it now. There's a resolution on to appoint someone to the Belmar Shade Tree Commission, and I was thinking in the future, we should probably, if we can, put the name of the person that the new person is taking the place of. Because, you know, when it gets to the end of the year and we start to make reappointments, it always gets confusing as to, you know, who's replacing who, and this way there'd be a record for, you know, future generations.
We know that, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that we don't have it documented. It would be nice if it was on a piece of paper. But who is the person that's being replaced?
Gary.
Gary Henniger.
Gary.
Gary Henniger.
Okay.
Like that.
Gary Henniger left and her name is,
Nancy Ostrander.
Yeah, okay.
Nancy.
He's coming.
I'll make a note of it, so this way we'll have it for, future reference.
I thought, Mayor, I saw it in the written resolution in the back. Her name was in the paperwork.
It is in the written resolution, not on the agenda, but on the
Nancy's
resolution.
was.
Nancy's
And
was.
not the one that she was replacing.
Right.
That's my point.
Oh, okay.
I would like
I
to
got
see the transition, because then, after a while, you kind of lose track of whose term was this, when you're going through. Because when you're appointed, you're really only appointed for the balance of the person's term. Okay. All right, that's all I have at this point. Does anyone else have anything they would like to discuss?
I do, Mr. Mayor. We received correspondence from NJDOT regarding our formal request for the mid-block crosswalk on 8th Avenue, close to the Belmar Housing Authority building. We asked for the construction to be expedited from their completion goal of 2027. Although they do acknowledge our concerns regarding pedestrian safety, they state that they're in the process of concept development with environmental studying, permitting, getting the right-of-way acquisition, and that the utility work in this would take a minimum of 3 years to complete. They did say that construction is scheduled to begin in 2027. However, we will endeavor to expedite the construction process. So that was sent by Jesus Alcazar, Director of the Office of Government and Community Relations. But we were given Sandra Apuco's number 609-963-1982 to contact with any further questions. It's my belief that we should continue to advocate for this to be expedited altogether. 3 years feels like forever when it's safety, not just of our seniors, but of all pedestrians who are using that crosswalk. Their lives are at stake. So I'm hoping that we can get maybe a letter writing campaign from residents and see what else can be done. Thank you.
Okay, I reviewed that letter also, and what struck me was, so you may want to try to understand why it's taking so long. It has now become part of a much larger program that the state is doing. There are like 25 or 30 crosswalk projects that they have. So it's not just our project, it's all the projects that I think have to be looked at as a whole. And of course, they have to look at historical data, make sure they're not digging up something that has a historical, component to it. They actually have to look again for, flood data. If they have to get rights of way, they have to purchase property, from the counties or whatever, not necessarily in our case. So I think that whole process is what's slowing up our request. So it's not something that we'd like to see, and maybe if we reach out to our local assemblyman, he might help us try to push this through a little bit. But that's basically, I think, where it's gotten tied up in the state bureaucracy of doing a big project with many different towns throughout the state. So we'll keep you posted on that. Any other workshop? Nope. Okay. Any petitions, April?
I did not receive any. Okay.
Approval of minutes?
Can I have a motion to approve the October 22nd meeting minutes?
Motion. Second.
Okay, Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilman Kinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Abstain.
Can I have a motion to approve the October 29th minutes?
Motion.
Second?
Okay, Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Abstain.
Thank you.
Okay, reports of council. This time I'm going first, so I have something to say. First, I'd like to say that I'm actually working backwards here. There was a very nice Veterans ceremony that we all attended on Veterans Day. Again, I'd like to thank the VSW for coming and putting that on, and the weather cooperated, and I think the veterans and the public really appreciated that. I also attended the Diwali celebration that was put on by the library. It was, again, very well attended from what I saw, and I think the food was fairly eaten up. But I don't eat Indian food that much, so I really couldn't criticize whether it was good or not. For me, it was fine. It was great. And in fact, I went Sunday to I forget the name of the place. It's
Indian
Garden in Piano Plaza. And my daughter was down, so she knew what to order. So we ordered like 15 different dishes. No, I'm exaggerating, but we had a full gamut of Indian food. So it was very good. So they did a great job with the food. And then on Saturday, I actually went to see the penguin. I say the penguin because there was only one penguin. It wasn't more than one. But I think it was very well attended again. Parents, a lot of children, and I believe they got a kick out of it. I don't know. I know you were there. Did your kids
They
enjoy
liked it, and they insisted that I take a picture and try to punk one of their friends into thinking they had a penguin now. So,
There you
you know, good times had by all.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I know from, I didn't get to go to the previous one, but there was one with wolves the week before, which I heard was very well attended. And next weekend, we're having the reptiles come. So, and I think that's the end of the, the nature.
Penguins and reptiles, oh
We
my.
have an owl too.
Oh, and the owl's gonna be there next week. And then eventually they'll go back to books, I believe. And, let's see. Okay, I think we'll go on with, I actually got a few things in, so let's go down. Councilwoman Donovan.
I'm happy to go last if you guys want. All right. Belmar Women's Club is doing a lot of things. I'll tell you two of them, which is that will be collecting shoes, new, like new, gently used. There will be drop-off boxes here at Borough Hall, and I believe across the street at Federico's and a few other spots in town. So I encourage you to participate in that. The Winter Extravaganza is also coming up on January 15th. For more information, you can also check out belmarwomensclub. Is it org? It's org. Okay. Or speak to Johanna Wilbur Robinson and Linda Sharkis, who are in the Women's Club. I met yesterday with the Silver Lake Commission. We are reorganizing for the new year. I will be meeting with our borough engineer coming up to kind of take all of our grants and applications to the next level as we go forward. The Tourism Commission is meeting tomorrow. If you're interested in attending, we always welcome visitors. We are here for the holiday season where there are so many events in Belmar, including the Candy Cane Hunt and other festivities. The Harbor Commission will be meeting the 19th. All of our members were very excited to see that we are moving forward with work done over in the marina finally. It is long wished for, long needed, and we're excited to see that starting. And finally, the Environmental Commission will be meeting this Thursday at 6:30. We will be discussing new programs and events that we can bring to the people of Belmar. So if you're interested, please come out.
Councilwoman Kenny.
Again, I wanted to thank everybody who supported me in my campaign to run for re-election and win a second term. I'm grateful for everyone who helped. There were a lot of hands on deck. You guys all know up here, campaigning is not always so much fun. So it's better when you have support from friends and residents, and so I was really heartwarmed about all the support. We ran a positive campaign. I'm really proud of that, and that message was well received. So thank you so much to everyone who believes in me. And I love Belmar, and I'm ready to do the hard work in my second term, so thank you so much. Belmar Lake Como did their Chamber of Commerce Fall Festival. We didn't get to talk about that, but it was so well done. I mean, they did the classic car show, the vendors, businesses, there was food trucks, there was a beer tent. It was really nice day, and a lot of people came out to this first fall festival. So I'm super excited for the Chamber of Commerce to continue the events and all the hard work they're doing. And if you're not a member and you own a business in town, become a member. They're a really, really great organization. So really good work by that fall festival. Unfortunately, I was not able to make the Veterans Day celebration yesterday. I was sad to miss it, but Monument Row looked absolutely beautiful with all the flags, so well done to everybody who assembled and came out for that, and God bless all our veterans. The next Shade Tree Commission meeting is this Thursday at 6:30. Parks and Recreation, Basketball, and Youth Club signups are continuing, otherwise there's nothing new to report there. Belmar Elementary School, their chorus actually sang, and classes attended the Veterans Day ceremony yesterday, which I heard was just wonderful. Youth Government Day at Belmar Elementary is Monday, November 18th, and they are in the works with their conservation program over at the middle school, which I'm happy to see that they're going forward with that. St. Rose Grammar School has their open house December 13th from 9 to 11. They also are providing private tours to people if they would like. Sunday, November 17th at 9:30 Mass is the confirmation enrollment Mass for all CCD and St. Rose Grammar School kids who are going to make their confirmations next year. And St. Rose High School applications for the 2025-26 school year are due by December 5th. And the high school is offering shadow days for any prospective students that would like to come and check out St. Rose High School. You can contact Jen Talarico in the admissions office at St. Rose High School. And that is all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilwoman Montanaro?
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations, Councilwoman Donovan. Belmar Housing Authority, I attended the BHA meeting last Monday. The building had lost power for several hours earlier that day, as had much of Belmar. However, the generator kicked on as expected, and power and service to the elevator remained working, so that was good. The borough has received the Community Fund Grant application from HUD for the Belmar Housing Authority's facade repairs. I've been in contact with Paul DeSantis and Doug from Millennium Strategies. It looks like we need to schedule a meeting between the borough and the BHA to figure out the application, as we need more collaboration for it. But we are in receipt of it, and we are working through it. Veterans Day was fantastic. It was really beautiful. Colonel Bagley and the VFW were inspiring as always. And I was moved to have our local veterans come up to the microphone and state their names, military branch, and years of service. Belmar Elementary School did a fantastic job, and I really loved having all the veteran banners lining Main Street and 10th Ave. Thank you to DPW for getting those banners put up again. I know there's more of them now. It's hard work. Wingman Printing did a great job, and thank you to DPW and Barry Trudeau for getting the Memorial Grove prepared and beautiful for the ceremony. That's all I have.
Council President Levis?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a reminder, the next planning board meeting is going to be this Monday, the 18th. And then just another reminder that we haven't had rain in a long time. I know we got some briefly over the weekend. It wasn't a lot. Remember, we haven't had rain in about 40 days since before then, so no fires in your backyards. Please make note of that, even if it gets cold out. Don't run fire in your backyard. That's all.
Okay. If there's nothing more, then we can move on to the public session for the consent agenda resolutions. If anyone has a comment, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address.
Okay.
Okay, everyone's shy tonight, April, so we can move forward.
Can I have a motion to close the public session?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the resolutions as listed on the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilwoman Donovan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rondenaro?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Okay, next we have second reading and public hearing on ordinance 2024-22. This is a bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements, appropriating $450,000 and authorizing the issuance of $427,500 in bonds. This is open for public hearing. If anyone would like to comment on the ordinance, please step forward, state your name and address. Okay, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-22?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Donovan,
Yes.
Councilman Kinney,
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco,
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero,
Yes.
Councilman Levis.
Yes.
Last one is ordinance 2024-8. This is a bond ordinance providing for various water sewer utility improvements, appropriating $1.6 million, and authorizing the issuance of $1,520,000 in bonds. This ordinance was previously adopted, but we are, so we already had the public hearing. We just need to re-adopt it today, if someone would like to make that motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan,
Yes.
Councilman Kinney,
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco,
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero,
Yes.
Councilman Levis.
Yes.
So now we have the regular public session. If anyone would like to speak, please remember to state your name and address first.
Anita Buckley, First Avenue. The Buckley family would formally like to thank Councilwoman Maria Rondonero for initiating the Veterans Banner thing in Belmar. As my father passed when I was 19, we never had the conversations about what he did in war. The banner helped all the 5 of us to learn and maybe understand my father a little bit better. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
That was very nice of you, on her. Greg Michelin on 14th Avenue in Ocean. Just a quick question. Something happened last night at, I think it was 17th and Ocean. There were a number of ambulances and a number of police vehicles. Anything exciting? Because it looked pretty exciting when I drove by.
I'd have to look it up, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, no,
I don't think we're aware of anything.
okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay.
Can I have a motion to close the public session?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our last item of business is a resolution authorizing the council to go into executive session.
I'll make the
Oh,
motion.
I have to read it first.
Oh, you
Whereas it has been determined by the Borough Council that it is necessary to discuss the following specific matter at its regular meeting in the absence of the public, which is pending and or anticipated litigation. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act permits the Borough Council to exclude the public from that portion of a public meeting during which such matters are discussed. Now therefore be it resolved by the Borough Council as follows. The council shall recess into a private executive session from which the public shall be excluded to discuss the above referenced matters, that the scope of the aforesaid executive session shall be limited to the above matters as stated, that those matters discussed in executive session shall remain confidential until such time as the need for confidentiality no longer exists as determined by the borough attorney, that minutes of the closed session shall be taken and kept free from public review until such time that the need for confidentiality no longer exists, and that the regular meeting of the Borough Council shall resume after the private executive session, at which time the Borough Council may take action in reference to the topic discussed. Now you can make that motion.
I'll
Motion.
make the motion.
Second.
Second.
Councilman Donovan,
Yes.
Councilman Kinney,
Yes.
Mayor
Yes.
Buckafusco, Councilman Rondonero, Councilman Levis.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I don't feel like executive tonight. No. Good question. I can't speak that much. When we go into executive, you're writing notes, like, it's like, here's what I.
I haven't used mine in a while.
Does that go into the notes?
Depends what you say.
Fair enough. Okay.
If you say anything of significance, yeah.
Okay.
It's usually a very vague summary.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm not trying to be sketchy, I just don't
Yeah.
want to be like, I think we should be doing PowerPoints, and let me do the PowerPoint. Oh, yes, Katie did the correct.